Hi everyone, this is Roscoe and welcome to a video of the latest Hot Toys Predator in the collection. It's the new Hot Toys Scar Predator 2.0 version. Alright, let's not waste any time, let's get in and look at the packaging. Here we have a standard size box, basically the same as we got with the latest City Hunter Predator. So it's not oversized, nice and compact for the size of the figure. You have Alien vs Predator written in like a clear film over the top of the slipcover style box. Quite thin. Nice image of Scar on the front. Always loved the colour coding of the AVP series stuff. The blue, black and white. It's nowhere near as good as the early AVP boxes, which were absolutely awesome. But if it keeps costs down, it's fine. On the side, got the logo, the Predator sort of homing signal here, or laser pointer. Image of Predator versus an alien there from the film. Scar Predator written down the side. 1/6 Scar collectible figure, MMS 190. On the back, obviously you have your warnings as usual, which are in the top here. And a nice sort of image from the film there. Looks like a production image. So overall, like the artwork on this slipcover. As I said, not as good as the previous stuff, but still serves its purpose. Right, once you slip that off, you have the inner box, which holds the contents. On the back, got the cast and crew, everyone who worked on the figure. And on the other side, we have our usual Hot Toys window that shows where the figure is and all the accessories. So everything fits in quite well. So it's good that we got such a large figure in a compact box, because space is always an issue. I know it is for me as a collector. Alright, accessories. Alright, we get our instruction sheet. Shows you how to change the mandibles, put the sort of the necklace on properly, and how to put the gauntlet blades in. You also get, like in the previous versions, you get the coils that go on the side of the helmet and into the plasma cannon sort of section. So that tells you how to put them in. You get a couple of sets of metal blades. They are real metal. It comes with those small ones there. They are quite tough to get out. You're better off using a cloth to grab them and take them out. They are very sharp. There's the medium sized ones there. And I've got the long ones on, which I'll show you shortly. So they're really nice. A nice improvement over the original ones, which weren't that long. And I know in the film he had some really long gauntlet blades. So, alright, we've got spare hand pegs. Once you've decided how you want it imposed hand-wise, you've got 4 spares. You've got his dagger, which is metal as well. It's really nice. Got a nice weight to it, being metal. The top's plastic though. Looks really cool. You get his spear, which you can assemble or clip into his back. That hasn't changed from the early version. Looks basically the same. He's probably a little bit more stiff than the early version though. They probably fixed that, because sometimes they're a little bit loose and they do slide back. We get the closed mandibles, which I'll show you soon. The bottom mandible, and we got the 2 open mandibles. You get a shuriken, which looks to be exactly the same as the original releases. You get Hot Toy stand. That's exactly the same again as the original basically, except this isn't written in as big a text. Alright, here we have the long gauntlet blades, which you see him in the film. Love how this comes with that. It was absolutely brutal with those. Just the shine on them looks awesome. You get his helmet, or bio helmet. Now, I was a bit worried that they didn't do the silver lenses in the helmet, but when you look closely in certain light you can see a silver mesh behind the black. So when you have it in person, it's a lot easier to see. The Anycom Scar version probably has the more chrome mask, which I like a little bit better than this, but this is a lot better than the first release. I haven't got it clipped on fully, I just have it on lightly so I can remove it to show you. Here's the necklace. You have to remove the head sculpt to slide that over the arm and the neck. This comes in a separate piece in the box, you have to assemble that. It's plasma cannon. That's basically moves the same as the originals, same sculpt, but this part here is different. It can move in the same ways but it doesn't click fully up. So I think they've actually redone that, but it looks almost exactly the same as the original ones. The dreads have improved, or probably 4 more accurately. They could have been a little bit longer if I was to nitpick, and could have had a few thinner ones down the front here. But I like how they hang. I do still really like the original ones that have the wire in it so you can pose them mid sort of action sequence, but these match the rest of the later Preds that I've got and looks very nice. So it's just awesome to see this character, which has always been my favourite Hot Toys figure, the Anycom Scar anyway. So happy to see it revamped and more movie accurate. So I'm really excited to get this, guys. And they've obviously got the bigger body. That sort of sits on where you want. You can adjust that. It's got the newer body. It's hard to tell if it's a completely newly sculpted body or they've just used another one from a previous Pred. It's all covered up, so he's a lot wider in the waist than the previous versions, and same with the legs. The armor, what I can tell, is being completely re-sculpted. It looks the same, but on the later ones they are a lot wider around the neck, so it is a new piece. This here sort of sits out, sort of hangs down loosely, just tucks behind the belt. Got all those bits and pieces he has. The closed shuriken is already assembled on him. They've improved the skirt, it's not as big. It was only very small in the film, so that's a nice subtle change. Here we have his wrist gauntlet, computer. I can open that up. Shows the countdown sequence. That's really cool. So overall, they've done an excellent job. I didn't think they could improve too much on the originals, besides the body, but they have. So the biomask obviously this time has a light feature. I've just left that loosely, like I said before. That clips in under here. I can zoom in on that. Clips in under there, and you remove this piece on the back, and there you have the part where you put the batteries. The on switch is not too far away, just under the dreads there. Yeah, so there it is, guys. Absolutely awesome. So basically it's been re-sculpted from the ground up, but it does look very similar in certain aspects. Even the feet look very similar to the originals, but they are, looking at the old ones, they are a little bit different. This is all one solid shin piece now, there's no joint there. Let me just take this mask off. See how well I do getting the mandibles in. So obviously I have to put the bottom one in first. Well, that's what I do. These are the more closed versions. It's always very tricky to do it with one hand. Right, look at that head sculpt, guys. Absolutely awesome. I'd say this is one of the most accurate Predator head sculpts we've gotten from Hot Toys. I know people weren't a fan of it in the film, but looking at this figure, it is very good match for how he was in the film. If I was to pick, the eyes are green here, which looks really cool and menacing, but in the film they were brown. That's if I was to nitpick, but I can see why they've done that. They've wanted him green to make him look more angry, because the brown eyes looked very human and didn't look, you know, as cool as what these are here. So they've changed that, obviously for a reason, and probably to stand out a little bit more too. Paint up's a lot better than the original, way better. You got the quills painted on very nicely. Just love the look of his head there. The colour of the armour, it's also a little bit more metallic looking, so that's cool. So despite how cool that looks, I'm more of a fan of the open ones, which I'll put on. See how I go this time. I'll see the figure right this morning, so it's very fresh. Paint's still new, everything's quite tight, so try my best to get it all in one hand. But there we go, guys. How awesome does that look? Get that last one in properly. There we go. That's better. Alright, look at that. Absolutely ugly and awesome at the same time. Fully open, stretched mandibles. Love this figure, guys. Scar Predators, as I said, it's always been my favourite hot toy, and to see it improved, absolutely awesome. Predator one's still my favourite Predator from the film, but figure-wise, the AVPs have always been my favourite, and it's what got me into collecting hot toys in the first place. So, looking forward to Celtic. When they do redo him, he looks quite good. There he is, guys. I know a lot of people will be picking him up. People have been wanting him since the first release. The first release was astronomically priced, and now people have a chance to go and get one. Alright, I'll just show you the old versions so you can have a bit of a comparison. The old ones are still a little bit taller, but not by much. Alright, here's the other two versions. Here we have the Anycom Scar, which is my grail piece, only 200 ever made. Still love this figure. If I ever sold it or got rid of it, it'd be impossible for me to find again. So that's my grail piece still. The dreads are very big, but I've seen people do awesome things with those, which you obviously can't do with the rubber on the new one. But you can't really tell how skinny they are with the armour on. Just a subtle difference when you look at this guy. But here we have the new head sculpt, comparing it to the older one. This one does have the brown eyes, but this looks way more accurate. And here we have the first version. Obviously the grey on the armour is a bit too grey in comparison when you're looking back at it now. There they are, guys. The 3 Scar Predators by Hot Toys. Very happy to have all 3. I will not be getting rid of the early ones. They're still grail pieces to me. All my Predator figures are. And I'll continue to keep buying whatever Predators that Hot Toys release. And hopefully they do the rest of the Lost Tribe sometime soon in the next few years or so. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the new Scar Predator. Hope you guys get yours soon and enjoy your figure. Bye, guys.